Welcome back to TMS TV. We are live from the show floor at the meeting show in London, Excel, and I'm delighted to be joined by Elinor Honigstein, Business Development and International Growth Partnerships at LinkedIn, who will be speaking in about 20 minutes, so we have to rush through this as quickly as we can. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.
So, Elinor, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being hopeless and 10 being very good, where would you put the average event professional in terms of utilising, leveraging social media for their events?
Well, I really think it depends on the industry, I would say. So if you look at event planners, event professionals who are within perhaps the digital technology industry, where it's a little bit more advanced and familiar with social media and with technological platforms, then yes, I'd give them more towards kind of a 10, 8. But if we're looking at industries that perhaps there's also limitation in regulations, they're a bit slower to adapt, like financial industry, the health industry, then perhaps a little bit towards the kind of 5. But generally speaking, I see a lot of events, organizers and professionals on platforms and making the most of it, but there's of course more to grow.
Obviously you work for LinkedIn, so I expect a certain answer here, but are certain social media platforms better than others for events?
Well, I think the key to remember is that at the core of events is the communities, the connection between people. So any network or digital solution that can really enhance that is of value. So I would say at LinkedIn, because our primarily mission is to bring the professionals together to create opportunities, business opportunities for them, then events is at the core of what we do, because it is the place where people can grow and share knowledge and share content. So I'm, of course, a really great believer in that platform to leverage that.
Yeah, I mean, LinkedIn seems to be where all my peers are and seems to be where all our conversations are. Where do you see most room for improvement in terms of how event professionals use social media?
Yeah, so I think overall the industry, from where I sit and what I can see, is quite fragmented. I think event professionals operate very much in silo. So if we can collaborate more and tap into the peer network that we have, tech professionals, then we can really make a difference. And I would say the 2 areas that I would recommend to grow and to build more opportunities are the fragmentation of the attendee experience, because there's an interface with a lot of platforms throughout the life cycle, and also that there is no one place to discover events. There's no Google for events.
Right.
So again, that's somewhere I would start.
Interesting. So during the pandemic, there was a lot of talk during the pandemic, frankly, but a lot of people were saying this is the end of in-person, face-to-face meetings. Lots of investment was piling into online event tech platforms, presumably on the understanding that there's going to be some kind of major shift towards online events. That hasn't quite happened. In-person events have come bouncing back. Why do you think that is the case?
As you said, there was a surge in tech development, in event tech development, and also in other industries. We've seen that surge as a result of urgency and necessity. But as we came out of lockdown, when the regulations kind of eased down, I think we were reminded on how much we are creatures of connection and how much we need those immersive experiences. We need those face-to-face connections, so we kind of lean towards that now. But I think people overall are a little bit more selective in the events that they would go to. Right. So there is still, we kind of relying on event tech. In that respect, we are providing hybrid solutions, but yes, there is the hunger to go back to face-to-face.
Do you think the average event prof has the skill set to navigate all of these different event tech solutions? Because as you say, during the pandemic, the number of event tech platforms exploded. And someone described it to me as before the pandemic, you had a choice of about 4 or 5, and then there was suddenly far too much choice.
Yeah.
And is that a skill set that event professionals are lacking? Do they need to sort of brush up on their digital event tech skills?
Yeah, I mean, the key issue that I see is because we have so many different platforms, then the attendee experience is very fragmented. So you've got, pre-event, the promotion and the registration that are a bit different, and the on-site experience, and then post-event follow-ups. These are all different platforms, and it's really hard to keep up. But as I said before, it's all about collaboration and working together, and I think this is still perhaps missing in the industry. People are very much within their own kind of territory.
Yeah, and people stick to event platforms that they know, and they don't want to make the leap, which might not be a bad thing if they have built a relationship with an event tech company. Final question, how can LinkedIn enhance events?
Yeah, so we are thinking about this a lot because we are the largest B2B network in the world, and we were thinking of how we can leverage events more. So we have, I don't know if you know, the event page, which is a feature that is free to use for all the members to create, to join events, and it allows attendees to share the event very easily within the network. It allows people to connect, attendees to connect between each other and really act as event ambassadors. So I think this is a very, very powerful tool that allows to increase the visibility, the community, and the interaction between attendees and kind of the knowledge exchange. So I would start there. Okay. Definitely.
So you're going to be on stage in about 20 minutes, I think it is. Just give us a little quick plug for your session. What's that about?
Sure. So this session is together with our partner Ingo, and it's all about how to leverage the event community in order to increase the visibility and the content exchange and the learning that we have in events. Yeah.
Great. That sounds like a super session. So if you're wandering around the show floor, wondering where to go next, is that on the Innovate and Inspire?
Yes.
The Innovate and Inspire stage at I think it's about 11 o'clock.
Yes, exactly.
Like you'll see Elinor there. Thank you very much, Elinor.
Thank you very much.
For the time being, that's me until this afternoon. My colleague Paul will be on next, but for now, see you later.